Hey everybody, welcome to Court of Blades, where the Nene Valley Blades are trying all sorts of amazing things. I just want to warn you, this is an adult game played by adults that's at the PG-13-ish level there in the States, except for the fact that once in a while we just lose track of our minds and go elsewhere. So it's not exactly kid friendly, but if you find your kids watching this, don't spank them or anything like that because they probably are just doing their own thing. Okay, with that, let me bring in our players. And there they all are. We have people that are actually off on vacation as well. So right below me, you see Felix, who's playing Lorenzo. If you can give us a quick thumbnail on Lorenzo, Felix.
Lorenzo is a street performer whose monkeys recently died, or something's happened to him. He got stuffed, and yeah, he's a master of consort hunting and wrecking.
Very, very good. Okay, and next to him, you see Pete playing Pietro and Christine, who's playing Sasha. You guys want to tell us about your characters?
So Pietro is a very handsome man. His role in a coterie is really like Face from the A-Team.
Very, very good. And so, Face from the A-Team, is he the one that usually goes out and duels for the team?
No, he would be very angry if he was, do that. So yes.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, find that interesting and humorous. That strangely enough, not too long ago, you found yourself in that position. Christine, tell us about Sasha.
I play Sasha Mendoza, aka the Raven. She is a hawk, which is a bounty hunter, and she is pretty much pretty menacing, pretty unflappable. Somebody you definitely want on your side when you're going into a bit of a fight.
Brilliant. Monty, actually, this is Martin playing Monty. Tell us a tad about this Monty guy.
Yes, Monty is he's an infiltration and agent of getting places he probably shouldn't be, but he works in logistics and captain, sailing ships, freighters and caravans and transport is his area.
What's the coolest thing he's done so far in Court of Blades?
Probably last session, jumping from one moving ship to another moving ship, not necessarily elegantly, but
that was pretty fascinating. Yeah, and just above him here on the Twitch stream, you see Rob playing Mocklin. Yeah, tell us a bit about Mocklin.
If Pete's character is like Face, I think I'm more like... Who's the crazy one?
Oh,
Murdoch.
Yeah, I think I'm more like the crazy one.
Murdoch the magician.
Yes, Murdoch the magician. So over the past couple of weeks, I've introduced saying about heritage and thrones and how arrogant he is. But last week, I think you guys would have seen a different side because a friend was in need, a dear friend was in need, and Mocklin took a lot of lightning damage to save that friend and the boat and the people that the friend was going. So snippet by snippet. So he's kind of stable mind, but sometimes what he does just doesn't make sense, even to his own house. but there's always a reason why Mocklin does what Mocklin does.
He's not completely insane. That is for sure.
No, there's always a reason.
What was the reason for the wings of flame coming out of your butt?
Because I rolled 3 6s. I rolled three sixes.
What was the reason?
Because I had carte blanche to do whatever. The GM said, "Oh my God, I think that's a first. That's historical. I don't think we'll ever see that ever again." Well, in my mind, that's what he said. But he did say, "No, I think we can go a little bit further with this, just without you landing or what have you." So on the spot, I just thought, I'll just produce some form of wings coming out of, because I am a magic user. So I control the elements. So I thought I would embellish with the flame. Don't ask where the flame came from.
So now you know, if you ask Rob something spur of the moment, this is where his mind goes, and it's understandable and scatological. Okay.
Yeah, it's warped.
So having introduced our characters, we're going to go ahead and move across to where we have Roll20 up. We don't use it for a lot of maps and things like that. Oh, I definitely have the wrong thing up. That can go away. You guys are not seeing that.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler
there
alert.
we go. Spoiler alert. In fact, the only people that saw that were those online that were looking at Twitch, because the characters saw this, and that's a good thing. So I was working on a different slide. Everybody else, who, the massive number of people that we have online. Anyway, let us cut to the chase. The particular time that we're at right now is multiple hours ago. For those of you who have lived through last week's session, there is a storm on the horizon. It looks like it's holding out at sea, but it could come rushing in towards town anytime. You see on the bar next to you, the condensation from your beer mug has sort of formed a circle on the wood as you pick it up, Lorenzo. It's a low-ceilinged wooden building down by the docks. You've been following a clue. You know that Pietro's paramour passed you a name. She says she thought that the sailor worked for a Captain Jerry Capello, who worked for the Fortunato Trade Federation. So Jerry is known to frequent this bar down by the docks. There are probably about 15 to 20 rough-looking sailors in this place. How are you dressed?
I'm dressed in a kind of long black leather coat with various attachments to it.
Very good.
And a number of different pockets.
Very good. So the candle, there's several candles across the bar that are giving just a little bit of extra light because it is a little darker outside than normal, though it is late afternoon. That storm appears to be starting to move in from where it was sort of holding off the coast. You can see that through the windows outside. A little bit of lightning in it. And the rain's not started yet, but you can smell it on the wind that comes through the open door as the door opens wide and then bangs shut. And you see a sailor that looks like the description you got of Jerry Capello. He's got a long pointed beard, golden hoops, both ears, wearing a tricorn hat, and a green jacket over a white shirt. He steps in the room, sort of looks around, and goes to the far end of the bar. If you can give me just a second, I will tell you something else. Here's what I add to that. As you start to move maybe towards him, you feel the hand on your shoulder. And Isabella leans in close and says, "Be careful. He could be dangerous." And she leans back. You didn't really clock that she was here, but she's often wherever you go.
Okay. So I'm going to approach towards him at
Okay.
the far end of the bar. I'm using my consort skill.
Okay. Isabella stays back sort of roughly where you were sitting. You see out of the corner of your eye.
I've reassured her. I've nodded and said, "Don't worry."
Very good.
So I'm going to approach him using my consort skill and say something along the lines of, "We may have some business together. Are you drinking rum?"
So what I'll say is just tell me what you're doing, and I'll tell you if it looks like it needs an action roll. He says, "Do I know you?"
No, but what's his name supposed to be?
I'm sorry?
What's his name supposed to be?
His name is Jerry. Geri. Jerry Capello.
Okay, I guess no, but if you're Jerry, then if your name's Jerry, it would be nice to have a chat.
He sort of stands back. "You have me at a disadvantage, sir. I am Jerry Capello."
Okay, well, my name's Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
Yes, known to many who walk the streets.
Ah. That does sound humorous.
Not in that way. But I got him laughing.
Remember to clip that one, Rob.
Yeah.
So, Lorenzo.
Frequent flyer, are you?
It is
I'm a street performer. I'm not
very good.
I'm not a whoremonger.
You do not have to explain yourself to me. There's I'll take that rum. And he
Okay.
sidles up to the bar. He says, "You're joining me in the drink, correct?"
Yes. So I'll ask the barman for a couple of pitchers of rum.
Whoa.
Maybe the entire bottle, depending on what
Okay.
you drink. What type of rum do you prefer?
He says, "If you don't mind, I'm back from a long sail. If you don't mind a punch."
Yeah, we'll do a punch. 1 of bitter, 2 of sweet, 3 of water, 4 of neat, or whatever.
Very good.
But you'll need some vitamin C to stop you getting scurvy, mate.
Aye. Yes. He sort of rubs at his gum. He says, looks at his hand. You can see there's a little bit of blood. He says, "It's been a long trip. Definitely need some fruit." And you guys sit down at the bar, I assume. And he says, "So, what business do I have with you? Or your family? Are you serving someone?"
What one could say that I'm into the monkey business.
Oh. He looks genuinely confused.
I guess you may look confused. But I'm wondering if you may be in a similar trade.
Ah. Says, "No, I do have a couple of my sailors that pick up exotic creatures here and there."
Okay. Do you have any information on someone that may be dealing with monkeys?
Says, "They didn't bring any back this time. I know they sell them once in a while in town. There's one of my able topsmen is well known for bringing rare animals in town. There's a couple of buyers if you're in that business. There's a lady who does taxidermy."
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of. Yeah.
She'll pay a decent penny for a rare animal.
Oh right. Do you know who she? Where does she get her animals? Because that's kind of the similar. You know, that's the kind of animal that I'd like. I don't know if you know which stall is it all?
Well, it's like I said, I've got an able topsman, Nazetta de Alba. He he, we were in not too long ago. I'm still recovering my land legs, but I think I heard some of the crew saying he found a monkey and was going to go sell it.
Oh right. And is this the same chap that was dealing with the taxidermist?
So I think so.
All right. Maybe we shall. Maybe you could pass me on his details. You can finish this bottle.
Yeah, he should be in here a little later.
Oh great. We can hang around and wait, or if you know.
I'll be glad to share.
Yeah.
So you guys have another drink. Isabella stands from where she was sitting and just sort of walks through the crowd. She's got such a graceful form, and her ability to sort of move through the crowd without hitting anyone is always you find interesting. And she sort of just moves through, and she trails an arm across your shoulders and leans in for a quick whisper. You can tell she's about to leave. And it's that same endearing thing that she's been saying to you lately. She says, "When are you going to fix it?" Gives you a little wink, and then she heads out the door.
Okay, so she's been saying, "When are you going to fix it?"
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
How have I interpreted that meaning of that in the past?
It seems sort of almost like a cute little thing she's saying, or maybe it's endearing.
Okay.
You're sort of mulling it in your head why she's saying that. She sort of pauses by the door for a second. It opens, and the captain goes, "That's him." And you see a man comes walking in, and she steps out as the door shuts.
So, I'm just going to ask him. Do you think it would be okay to talk to him openly about his business, or would it be better to go somewhere private? I don't want to alarm the chap.
He's not a criminal that I know of.
Okay. Bring him over.
He says, "Hey, Nazetta. Hey, Captain." Guy walks over. He's a little shorter, slight. He's for his apparent smooth skin and young age, he does have a shock of white hair. And he's not wearing a cap or anything like that. He's just got a white chemise on with some, I would say, not just rough cloth pantaloons, and low hose below that, and some leather shoes. Says, and he's got a little dagger at his belt.
So I'm going to offer him a flagon of rum.
Oh, many thanks. He tugs his forelock.
Your friend here tells me you're in the monkey business.
That's one way to say it. We didn't get any on the last trip.
What monkeys what did you get in?
Well, it depends what port. I can usually sell them here.
Have you ever? I'm looking for someone that may have sold to the taxidermist. Because I'm looking for some similar monkeys myself.
Oh, yes. No, I actually, I should be buying you a drink. I sold one to the taxidermist lady not too long ago.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Was it alive at that stage?
Well, I had to bonk it on the head.
Oh right. And where did you procure this monkey?
Oh, I saw it in the street. It was sort of like leaning out this window.
Yeah.
And whoop, ha! In the bag. Bonk.
What's he wearing? He's wearing
Oh, he
just a white shirt. Is he wearing a hat
Yeah.
at all?
no.
No. Okay. I can't offer him a hat pin then. Um, do you have any other monkeys?
At this time, you hear pa-boom, pa-boom, boom of lightning out in the bay. The lightning strikes are really close together, so it's interesting. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm looking for another monkey if you have one. But I'd rather have him alive, if that's possible. Have you got? I don't know if you have any others or.
Well, there's the ship's boy has one he's been sort of keeping for a bit, but he's not too attached.
Do you have any?
Not at this point.
Okay. When would you be likely to get any in, Tim?
Well, we're due to sail in a couple of days. Captain, is that right? Says, yep. Says, pending the port, should be able to procure one. What are you looking for?
Well, you said the ship's boy may have one. Is he trying to get rid of it, or is he is it a pet?
Oh, I think he's trying to get rid of it.
Right. Maybe we should go and meet him.
That's him over there. He does a nod to the back corner. There's a group of about 5 sailors that are sitting around at an upended barrel that is serving as their table. And there is a younger kid with them who's well into his cups. And you do now see for the first time a finger monkey, you might call it, or a pygmy marmoset that sort of has jumped out of his pocket and is messing around with some stuff on the table.
Okay. So I'll approach the boy and ask him if he's if this is a pet or if this is a monkey that he's willing to trade.
Oh, the boy looks up. The whole table says, "How can we help you, sir?"
Just on monkey business.
Ah, you've seen this. He's a funny thing. He bites though once in a while.
Okay.
Says,
So,
the boy's looking at you, just curious.
are you willing to trade, or is this a pet of yours?
I don't know. What do you got?
Well, how much is a monkey worth?
They look at each other, and he looks to the older men, and they're just like, "Hey, we don't know." And he says, 12 fiora. He says it like it's like he's just trying for the biggest number you can imagine. You've got double that just sitting in spare change in your pocket.
Is that how many fure are there in a gold piece or?
Well, this is the standard coin of the realm as a fiora. It has a sort of a crocus stamp symbol on it, silver pennies.
What's it worth though? What's one fure? What's one fure worth?
Well, back when you were on the street, you could have probably bought yourself your meals for the day and covered a little bit more as far as drinks and things for one of those.
Okay, so I'm going to just laugh and just say maybe 4.
He says, but he's looking at you with sort of a canny look in his eye, and he tries to get a little bit sad looking. He goes, but this is my sweet pet that I love, and I've given him to you. You'd at least pay 10 fiora for something like that.
I'll pay you 6, and we can play a game of chance for an extra 2.
Would I lose 2 then?
No, you get 6 or 8, depending on the game of chance.
Oh, okay. His eyes light up at the idea of a game of chance.
Fine. So, what game of chance would you like to play?
He starts thinking, we could. He's thinking hard. He can't think of it. You can tell he's struggling. You may have to help him out.
Alternatively, you could just take 7.
Oh, okay.
Unless okay. So I shall slap 7 coins onto the table in front of everyone.
The men are just shaking their heads. They're like, "That's great," and they're like, and he knows, that he's going to be having to pay for drinks now because they all saw him get paid big money for this little monkey. So they sort of shoo the monkey over, and it climbs up onto your sleeve, and it's a teeny little thing. You've seen the pictures now because I had you Google pygmy marmoset.
They get larger.
Oh.
Anyhow, I'm going to slap the boy on the back and say, the drink. It looks like the drinks are on you, but if any man tries to steal any of these coins, you'll have me to pay for.
He nods to you, and the rest around the table sort of give you a grudging look.
Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the table. I'm going to go back to the table
with the captain
with
and the sailor.
Yeah, with the chap that killed my pet.
Yes. He's having a drink with his captain.
I'm going to get him a little bit more drunk.
Very good. Another man walks in. Says, "Captain, you sort of recognize him from the ship or the boat when you guys were at the party. He was the one that you saw Monty didn't seem to get along with very well." He sits down at the table next to the captain and across from you.
Why didn't he get on with Monty?
Don't know. Don't know if Monty's shared all those intimate details. He sits down next to the captain and goes, "Well, we sent some fools to their deaths today."
So I'll just be eavesdropping and whilst playing with the monkey, but very much eavesdropping at the same time.
He says, "You know those pirates?" The captain goes, "Yeah." We probably got that cleared up. Maybe some other issues too. He sort of grins to himself. He looks across at you. He says, "I don't think we've met."
I'll shake his hand and say, "I'm just here for the rum and the monkey."
He says, "My name's Alric. Alric Del Mare at this point, as long as they pay me." He reaches out to shake your hand.
Is this the third one in the love triangle?
No.
I can't remember who he is or what the relevance of this chap is.
Well, so be it.
It doesn't matter. I'll just assimilate any information I hear.
Yeah, exactly. You just assimilate the information. You got a bad feeling about him because you're trying to place that it's something negative having to do with Monty, and so you're keeping your ears open and you're paying attention. He says, and once again, you have me at a disadvantage.
Okay. My name is. I'm just a street performer called Lorenzo. You may have seen me around.
Lorenzo. Did you do that thing with the hoops and the monkey? It would jump through the big monkey, not like that. Bigger monkey.
I had a colleague who had a monkey, but which is why I thought I'd go down the same road. You may have just seen another performer.
Very good.
Yeah.
The rain has now started outside, and the storm is making it to this town. Waves are breaking up over the seawall, so it's quite a bit of a blow that's going on out there.
Right.
If you only knew where your rest of your friends were. So let me cut to that, and we'll leave. No, go ahead, Lorenzo, if you want to finish up there.
I want to get revenge on this monkey killer.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm almost thinking hatpin territory, but we're not there as yet.
Okay.
Because I don't get the vibes that he's necessarily evil, more just stupid.
Yeah.
So my revenge is going to be more of a grievous bodily harm than a complete death.
Okay. So you want to wait till he comes outside?
Yeah. So I'm not going to do it there and then. I'm happy to. I'm edging to find an excuse to get outside with him, or find where he stays when he's on land, because that's my main aim at the moment.
Got it.
And I'm going to look him in the face when I do it.
Very good. Okay. So we will. I'm trying to think if I want to go with that or if I want to jump to where you guys are.
It's something that happens at some time.
Yeah. Let me hold off on that for right now and go to a soggy set of folks who are crawling out of the surf. There's broken wood all around you guys. You are just up from the city, not too far. In fact, there are city watch and other folks that are rushing towards all of you that are being pulled out of the crashing waves against the rocks there. Like I said, you've pulled about 2/3 of those cadets and sailors off of the rocks. Sasha, you see washing in, face down in the water, a particular tousled head of hair.
I shall make my way over to it as quickly as I can. Turn him over. Pull him to the shore.
He coughs and spits some water, not on you, thankfully. And you get him drugged to shore, where he's sort of starting to come to. Sasha? He looks surprised.
I would not look so surprised. Most interesting of places.
He laughs a little bit manically at this point, because of his recent experiences. He says, "I truly, you're an angel." He says, he looks around. The men.
We have managed to save the majority of them. Sadly, not all. Not for want of trying, though.
And the pirates?
Gone.
Gone. Ah. He tries to stand when he hears Pietro's voice to try and do a proper bow or something like that, but he struggles. The city watch are there, a lot of the townsfolk. They're pulling these young men and women out of the water. Many of them are injured to some extent. And one of the, looks like a senior watchman, comes over. He says, what has happened here? Is there someone in charge? You, he points at Monty.
Yes.
What has happened here? And what about that? What is wrong with that one? He points over to where Mocklin is still just twitching a little bit, burned, bloody, and is the waves are sort of rushing up him, and but not quite getting over his face. You see one of the watchmen's dragging him up out of the sand.
Be careful with him. He's done a good thing. But it's a tragic day on the sea.
Tragic day, huh? Whose ship is this that is lost?
Well, one was a pirate ship,
Ah.
and that went down with almost all hands. We have saved the captain, although she's injured. So we'd like to get her some attention.
Is the captain still? Is she still alive?
I think she died.
Oh no!
I think she did, yeah.
Yeah, but that's nice.
But we still dragged her through though, because
Mm.
I think the plan was to make sure that we had a corpse for accountability.
Very good. You do see Monty over the shoulder of the guard. There's that guy that you saw in the Fortunato Trade Federation's hall with his soft shoes with little curl toes and the robe, and he's standing back and he's sort of going from foot to foot, agitated, wanting to ask questions.
Speak. What's on your mind?
Did our is our other ship safe? I mean, you got all the people off the rocks, right?
As many as we could.
Oh, there is our. Oh, he suddenly notices the ship, the second ship that was coming in, is at port, and at this point, he loses complete interest in everything that's going on around here, and he heads off to go check out that ship and make sure the cargo has made it in properly.
It's good to see these people care about the rest of us, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, once he's standing on the edge of the shore, just you can tell he's not comfortable with how this has gone. Although he does go over to Mocklin and shakes his hand and says, "Thank you. I think we would have been literally cooked without your assistance."
No problem. Money.
You need a comb.
Very, very good. At this point, Lorenzo, the people in the there's a commotion as a sailor has come in. There has been a wreck, and people are being pulled out of the surf. Everyone stands to go see what's going on, except for a certain the guy who's sitting across from you.
Right.
He goes, "It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen."
Why did you say that?
Well, that ship was less than seaworthy. They went out to chase pirates. They're probably all dead. It's not worth going.
Well, let's take. This is the chap that killed my monkey, yeah?
No, this is the guy who came in that you got the bad feeling about
Okay.
because of Monty.
Okay, and what's happened to the guy who killed my monkey?
He stands up to go see what's going on,
Okay.
as does the captain. They head out.
Okay, and okay.
You gonna follow?
Yeah, I'll follow them.
Okay. So they make their way down the esplanade with the seawall that the water splashing over the top of towards the end of the harbor, and there's where it turns just to rocks going around, and you can see that there's some bits of wood, and there's a swirl with a barrel goes by. You can see that there are people being hauled out of the surf by able watchmen and townsfolk.
I didn't watch the last episode because I wasn't here. But am I aware that my friends?
You're not really. You were off on your own hunting down the information, and so you missed. You are going to be surprised when you see them, and you do. At this point, you can see Pietro, who has come through this at least roughly in one piece, and is standing by Sasha and Monty. And Mocklin is. Are you standing yet, Mocklin? Do you think?
Yeah. I'll be standing, but I'll just have like a involuntary arm and leg movements every once in a while, and the body kind of convulses a little bit as the but more for comedic effect than anything else.
Very good.
Right.
So you do see the rest of your group there.
So I'm going to make sure the monkey's well secured in a large pocket.
Okay.
And I'm going to rush down to them, offer them the bottle of whiskey, try and warm them up, and say, "Get into the tavern. You need just get into the tavern."
Okay. So you guys see
But watch
Lorenzo.
out, there is an unsavory character in there.
So-
Not sure who he is.
Pietro's going to go over to the leader of the watch, who's
Yes.
the leader of the watch. Yes. Right.
Absolutely.
I think we need to get a few of your men to get these fine sailors in somewhere warm.
Very good. Very good, sir. He says
Let's get some blankets down here and some
he recognizes the
hot drink.
tone that you are someone to be reckoned with. I think he's trying to figure out and place who you are.
I'll without appearing to, I'll surreptitiously make sure that he sees our house emblem.
Ah, yes, sir. And he hops to with a vengeance. Yep. And they begin hauling the folks in. They said we'll get them inside, get them warm, and then we'll send for some of the mercies, not the mercies, some of the graces to come help them out.
Yes, that's
Excellent.
excellent work.
So that is well in hand, and you guys can do as you choose at this point.
Okay, so basically, as I recall, so the ship they sent us out on has come back to the dock, hasn't it? 'Cause that came back
Yes.
after doing nothing.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can actually see it's parked. It's berthed fairly close to the second ship that went by.
Yeah. Well, it did find when we were on board the ship, but basically after we left, it all went to pot, and basically this other crew, this other gang of got on board and then just hightailed it out, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
So Pietro is going to head over to that ship.
You can see ahead of you because it's a decent couple of 100 yards down the esplanade. You can see the backs of what are probably those four guys heading into a dockside bar. And Lorenzo,
You there?
a couple 100 yards out, the wind and rain and else, they go in without completely hearing you. Lorenzo, that's the bar you were in just a minute ago.
Okay. I could usher people into that bar.
Are you guys heading that? I guess you're heading that way because you got a beef.
Yep.
Mocklin, how are you doing? They're heading you that way, which, by the way, is to a bar. That's not necessarily.
I'm all fine with that. I'm all fine with that. Not a problem at all. I'm just looking over my character sheet to make sure that my armor's completely buggered.
Yeah.
I have no armor left. But I do have some other armaments that I could use and a lantern that I can throw. So I'm good for a good old fashioned scrap.
Very good.
We won't be having a fight. Not that kind, anyway.
Oh.
So there's quite a bit of there are a decent number of watch that
Are
are
you
down
sure
here
about
because
that?
of you never know, because of the excitement of you guys' arrival on shore. So door opens, low room, bar, a couple of small square tables, but mostly it's stools around upended barrels. You can see, by the way, Lorenzo, that inside where the captain had been sitting, the guy that sort of made you feel a little bit off, that Alaric guy, is still there, and the 4 people that Pietro was following have sat down with him.
Now, what were the name of the 4, or what was the leader's name?
So the leader's name, I will tell you in about 2 seconds. The leader's name is Uberto. And
That's probably enough.
Veneziano Uberto.
Okay.
Yeah. So Uberto is there. He's a darker skinned fellow, short cropped hair, slight beard. And he's gesticulating and talking to Alaric as all of you guys walk into the bar. And we'll just, for ease of it, you all come in roughly together. You're about 15, 20 feet across, away from this table.
Okay.
I just sent you a whisper, Anthony.
I'm sorry? I'm sorry, Rob. I missed that.
Sorry, I just sent you a whisper.
Ooh, I see what you want to
Pete.
do. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So before we actually get to get into basically, I kind of concentrate and then my clothes just change, and I've got the full wizard's outfit, no pointy hat, but I've also got the Garnetine emblem on, okay, and also the state regal emblem on the other side, as well as the house emblem underneath the Garnetine. You can tell without a shadow of a doubt that he supports the current crown. He's got his own crown and his house name.
And he's a knack.
And he's sorry.
And he's a knack for sure.
And he's a knack for sure.
Okay.
And you get this sense from how the denizens of the realm act when they see a man in wizardly robes. They either believe that it's true and they reflect that position with utmost respect, or they disbelieve at their peril.
Okay. So
he walks in behind Pietro.
I've got a quick question. When you do that, are you actually translocating to clothes that you have set elsewhere? Or are these the same clothes that are disguised, or are you flat out transforming them? I'm not sure what you're doing.
So whatever doesn't cost me stress, because I have none. Okay.
No, you tell me.
So if it's right, okay. So the way that I thought of it was basically, yeah, I get shrouded in something, and then I put robes appear on top of the clothes that I wear.
Okay. So my question is, because as you are bleeding and things like that, is this going to show through these robes because they're actual clothes, or if they're a
the robes would be on top of the clothes. I think that's the easiest way. So effectively, my coat turns into my robes.
Okay, with all the stuff on it. Fair enough.
With all the stuff on it.
Okay.
Okay. And the badges you guys have never seen Mocklin display before.
Do you have a sash as well? Maybe some medals.
For courtrooms and dances, darling.
Very nice. Okay. So you guys make a bedraggled but dashing appearance as you step in. Pietro, he's behind you. I don't know if you actually saw him do this change because you've been fairly focused.
Yeah, probably not. As we headed over to the bar, Pietro just kind of casually rearranges his clothes. You know, he just sort of tugs here and there. You know, flaps his hat against his, sort of straightens the plume.
Dripping a little bit.
Dripping a little bit, but amazingly now looks really stylish.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Monty, you see Alaric is there. with those guys.
Right.
This Uberto, is he? What house is he?
Oh, he's an employee of Alric who works for the House Almari.
So just going to say, so Sasha sees these two pumping themselves up like little popping days.
Yeah.
Dusts a bit of sand off her knee
Mm.
and then continues on.
Okay. Where is your paramour at this point?
He's down on the beach looking after his men that he took out.
Very, as he should. Very good.
Exactly, as he should.
Very, very good. Okay. So you
Right.
brush the dust off.
Yeah. So Pietro heads over to the table,
Ah, very nice.
leans over and slams his hand down.
Boom! It gets completely quiet in the bar.
You coward, he says. Berto.
Nice.
Not only did you fail in your task to rescue the sailors, display of complete incompetence, you then turn tail and take our only means of escape back to the harbour. What kind of incompetent are you?
He stands slowly, gracefully. He looks to Alaric for some sort of guidance. Monty, do you have anything you want to throw in at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my drink that I've just got from the bar in his face.
Ooh! So your friend Monty,
which I have added a few drops of sweet sleep from my pack into.
Oh, that's very interesting.
See if it he may not. If his mouth is closed, it may not work. But
we shall see. I
he
like
goes
it.
down.
So you're saying a couple of drops and blah blah blah. Okay. What I'd like is I'd like a roll for that.
Yeah, I thought there'd be something coming.
Yep.
Skulk possibly for that.
Okay,
maybe,
that sounds
good.
Being sneaky.
We've got a skulker.
Yeah.
Lorenzo, where are you standing during this altercation?
I'm standing back a little bit further. And I'm just going to say, it looks. I know this chap likes his rum.
The monkey's struggling in your pocket, which, by the way, most people think you're just happy to see them.
Yeah. In your pocket.
It's got a mind of its
Don't
own.
spank it. Don't spank it.
It's got a mind of its own.
Very good. Okay, what are you going to roll? So you're going to roll that?
Is it controlled or?
No, this is going to be risky. And we're going to say that it will have limited effects, a couple of drops. Now, if you want to throw some stress in there, you can change that if you had any.
Yeah, I haven't got any left.
Fair enough.
I mean, this is probably a good way of relieving stress by chucking stuff at this guy. So bonus dice 0. Let's go for that. Oh, it's one of the 6.
There's a 6. Okay, so he is preparing to say something in response to Pietro. It looks fairly angry when all the stuff in your glass crashes into his face and mouth. He splutters, spits. The hell, man!
You know what you did.
I am called a coward for doing nothing but my job. We attempted to save those sailors.
We did your job for you.
You didn't do your job. You made a half-hearted attempt. You didn't even get to the reef. You made a half-hearted attempt, then you turned round and you fled in the face of the storm, leaving those sailors to die.
The pirates did more than you. Pirates did more than you.
Every man jack in this inn risks their lives daily at sea. I wonder what they think of your lack of honour.
Boy, this walks out and joins the others.
I'm going to try and sway the pub.
Oh, absolutely.
At the corner of my mouth, I go, "Oi, that we do too. That we do too. What a coward!"
Yeah, well done.
But I'm gonna
Okay,
try
absolutely. You can
I'm
have
gonna try
help.
a base
Yeah. Absolutely, you can help, Rob. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Mark.
I can't take stress though, so I can't help that
Oh,
much.
so you can't help. Okay, got it.
No.
Oh, no,
We got no
no.
stress left, but I'm going to try anyway.
Very good.
Was it?
What is what you call well and truly fucked.
It'll be
Controlled?
no, it's not controlled. This will be risky
Yeah.
because it could go south.
Do we
And
get to use
it'll be standard effect. You can get people on your side that these guys are tools by your outrage. Look at that, you guys. So there is a
that was a 2 and a 6, 2 and a 6. Oh, brilliant!
Thanks for calling that out, by the way, Rob, because those aren't necessarily showing up online. That
Sorry,
there is a ugly mood developing in the room, and you can see, by the way, Monty, that Alaric has clocked it like that, and he goes, "Gentlemen, I see that you have your own issues here with these that you were working with. Let me know how it goes." And he airily just walks out, leaving them in the lurch. They look a little bit confounded.
So I see that we know how House Almare handles things. I shall be bringing this up with my house. We shall see what we shall see. But I believe that the people of this city will be better served by someone else.
Aye.
And with that, he turns round and marches out of the inn.
You can tell that the guy is trying to get his glove out to like strike you and maybe call out for a duel or something. But he's
I would think twice before reaching, sir.
But you hear, yeah, he is now sort of reeling and sort of, something's wrong. He tells his buddies, and then he sits down heavily in his chair.
That's the price of cowardice, that.
Flicks his cape back over his shoulder, flinging drops of water in this guy's face.
Nice.
Come, let us leave and see that the sailors that we rescued are well cared for.
Wow.
I gesture everyone out of the inn.
Follow.
I don't know if this game is good for Pete. Should we maybe reassess?
I stay behind slightly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I lean into to the man's fellows. And I calmly say, believe my friend when he says the house will hear about it. So will the prince. And I point to the Garnetine emblem. I assure you. And then I turn around and go.
They don't say a word. They are cowed. Okay.
Good.
With that said, and this done, what I'd like to do is move us across to a slightly different map and things. We are in downtime. Look at that, guys.
We're gonna go downtown.
So we've had a little bit of free play there to sort of tie up some of the lingering things left over from last time. And now, what I'll say is, Lorenzo, what we'll do with you is we'll give you a experience point to sort of keep you moving forward that you can place as you choose. However, if we could go now to we're going to go to the payoff for everybody. And if I am right in this, I think you guys are going to do fairly well. Dun, dun, dun. And let us go with 7 influence. Sound good?
Okay. So that's between the 5 of us, yeah?
Yep.
So how about 1 influence each and 2 for the coterie?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm with Christine on that one.
All right. Very, very good. And you may wind up needing to spend some of these, unfortunately, during this this downtime. So
the coterie's at 3.
Yes. Yeah. So we will probably want to spend some of that.
As you
get the exposure down.
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
now we're going to talk a little bit about exposure, in that we did get some exposure off of this.
Yeah.
So we know for sure that you've got 2 from the bargain that was made. However, I think your house has something. If you can take a quick look at that, that helps with. Oh, it's not that. Well, actually, it may be the house, and it may be because you have the watch. So let's take a look at that and see.
Evidence implicating you just seems to vanish. Anytime you take exposure, take 1 less.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Sphere of influence.
Very, very good. So what we'll say is.
But have we actually done anything that's going to give us bad exposure? I mean, actually, that's a good question. Anybody answer? Is the exposure good or bad, or does it not matter?
It's bad, typically.
It's always bad exposure.
Yeah.
So
what we've just done has only ever should have been good.
So
I mean,
we did not roll
but
for
it's spun,
entanglements.
basically, you've got to think politics. The other side will spin it. They'll say, "Oh, they lost a third of the sailors. They should have done this. They should have done that." So it can always be spun in a bad way.
And I acquired 2 from the bargain with the pirates.
Yeah,
reduced to 1 for the.
Okay, so our exposure goes up to 4.
I would say we're going to have to see what the exposure is going to be. And I am struggling right now to find it in the book rapidly. Let's see here if I can find this.
So I think Pete's already on it.
Pete, maybe. Which page is that on, Pete?
No, I'm not on it.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Way to call him out. I'll do a quick.
I got that one completely wrong, didn't I?
There's complications.
There we go.
My
here.
blades. Oh, there it is.
I'm trying to get there.
Exposure and change.
Exposure.
Page 133. Exposure.
Okay, let's see here.
There's nothing in the index for exposure.
Okay, there we go. So what will say is, so you have the 2 that came in against your will, just because we had to do it, and then we're going to call it a 4 exposure. So what that actually is a total of 4, because we take 1 away from the 2 and 1 away from the 4 for your special ability, the watch. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so we'll call it a total of 4 exposure, where it would have been a total of 6.
Sounds right.
Sound fair?
Yeah.
So we got 4 exposure, and that'll wind up doing is.
So that's on top of the 2 we already have.
The 3 we already have.
Yeah. So
I've only got 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Because sorry,
2.
I hadn't taken. Yeah, 2. So 4.
Okay.
Puts us on 6. Yeah.
Total of 6. All right. So
should we use the 3 straight away then? That puts the 3.
So you will have to actually reduce exposure, and that's an activity.
Okay, so we'll do an activity.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, and last time around, we took a devil's bark or a lady's favor, which was that you get an extra entanglement. We never rolled entanglements last time around for downtime. However, I will say I think you got your fair share of entanglements, so I'm not too hurt on that if that doesn't bother you too much. But this time at the end of this downtime dealio, we will we'll look at of how that plays out. So you got your payoff. You got so you got your influence, and what I'm going to also add is you get 1 favor with the Fortunato Trade Federation for saving their ship, even though you're having problems with one of their captains. So unlike influence, The coterie does not earn a default amount of favor. Favor is drawn from other factions. The city is only given out when the service performs benefits them. So you can basically, the following factions have their own favor tracks on your sheet: House Major, House Minor, Uncouth, Outsiders, and Citizenry. So you get one favor for the houses minor.
That's our faction list.
Yeah.
Right.
So you get a favor on there because you helped out Fortunatos, and I will actually give you a second favor, and this is for your selfless attempt to save the cadets and sailors of the town. And that one will go on the citizenry track.
Okay, so I'm not sure how we can. So
there is no.
This we've got.
I have not seen your character sheets to take a quick look at that.
Yeah.
I will jump across.
Because it looks like we've only got one favor track on Houses Minor, not individual.
Okay, let us see.
I found it. So Houses Minor favors at the top, but the citizenry track we can go from +1 to +2.
So where is this? This is on the faction list?
Yeah.
Okay. So the favors are the little diamonds over there. I see with the big ones. Oh, and then you got the favorite tier across the top for Houses Minor.
Yeah.
And Outsiders and Uncouth, but it doesn't show for Citizenry as having its own. So
no, it'll have it's part of the Houses Minor, the citizenry.
Okay.
So we're currently status +1, so we need to move it up to +2.
So yeah, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and add 2 favor to the Houses Minor. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then so we'll do it that way, and you can spin those freely, just as you would your influence. Okay, but usually with those folks. Okay. So you got your exposure. You do not have any shame yet. But let's go ahead and get back to all of the. We should roll for entanglements, but we're not going to. I just messed that up. Unbelievable. Let's see here. So you guys can see the roll 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hold off on entanglements because I think we've got a bunch going on until we've finished our downtime activities, which may well take it to a lesser tier of entanglement. But there are plenty of entanglements ongoing. So let's start out with these downtime activities. Lorenzo, what would you like to do with your first downtime activity?
What happens previously in my last downtime activity, I went to a perfumer.
Yes, you did.
But it didn't go very well.
No, not great, but it wasn't terrible. And that was, let me see here. That was Maximilian.
Right. Probably what I want to do is train my monkey.
Train your monkey.
Yeah.
Okay. And what activity would that fall under? How about this? Let's make a long-term project. So it's a clock.
Yep.
And we'll make it a 6-piece clock and give us a trick.
Well, a trick to teach the monkey.
That gives me a lot of things. I'm thinking more like more specific things.
What
like
do you mean?
Stay, roll over.
Commands.
Yeah, pick a pocket.
Let's have I'll teach him to pick pockets.
Okay.
So that'll just be we'll have like little trinkets or nuts or things in different people's pockets, and he has to go and retrieve it, bring it back to me, and then gets a nut in return for it.
Very good. I like this very much. So let's make that a 6-part clock.
While I'm doing that, I'm just wondering if I can increase any of my, mind, body, or spirit things.
No. This is
Just separate.
this long-term project. What you're going to do is you're going to wind up rolling you're going to pick a particular action to do this, and
Because
then
I thought under spirit, under command obedience, it might be that could be relevant.
but no one's training you. You're training a monkey. I struggle to give you that and a trained monkey. So go ahead and roll, and let's see what it does to your clock. Now you're probably gonna, if you don't have a clock on your character sheet, we'll need to set something up. I'll need to write that down over here. 6-part.
So what do I need to roll then?
So what are you using to train? What action?
Well, I will use
Sway, command,
consort.
consort. Okay, absolutely.
Okay, and can I take some stress?
No, not during this. I'm not gonna do that.
Control?
So, yeah, it doesn't really matter because it's this type of roll.
Standard effect, yeah.
Yep. Okay, 5. So I want to say that is what, 3? 3 clock ticks, is that right?
Sounds good.
Yeah. So 3 of the 6 are actually, wait a second.
So is the clock to take me to the stage where the monkey is completely trained, or
So the monkey will be trained to pick pockets and bring it to you.
Fine. Next.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you will have other clocks as you wish for other things.
Yeah.
So we'll give you 3 on that, and then we'll so you're about halfway to training the monkey what it needs to do for picking pockets sneakily, not in the open and crazy. It will be sneaky and bring you whatever is the content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick question, Anthony.
Sure.
Do we do the XP triggers?
Oh, let's do that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go through those XP triggers. Okay, let's start. Well, actually, Felix, we just gave you one because you weren't there last time. So, Pietro, tell us about your XP triggers.
Okay, so well, we addressed a challenge with expertise in the sense of my use of sway
Very good.
and calculation because we used his tinker to.
I like it.
Yeah. He always did everything with style, which expresses his beliefs and background. But I don't think I struggle with any issues from indulgences or scandals.
No. Very good. So 3. Is that right?
Yeah. Cool.
Very, very good. Okay. And then let's move to Sasha.
So you addressed a challenge with pursuit. Well, I think we certainly pursued a fair few pirates out there. So
very good.
I feel that one. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, and background.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I did.
What was that?
I can't think of any way particularly that.
Anybody else help her out on finding something? Well, as far as drives,
Yeah, your paramour was in mortal danger, so I think you were driven to resolving the conflict with the pirates pretty hastily to stop your paramour from being in trouble. I think.
I also saw a neat role playing event where even though your paramour was in grave danger, you didn't let on that you were concerned, so that it wouldn't be held against you. I saw several neat things like that.
That might be a belief.
And
Well,
the shot,
because you
the
believe that he
captain was
would
the-
be fine, or maybe
Ooh.
something like that. Oh yeah, that's another one as well, mate.
that helped in the negotiations.
Let's give it to you, Christine. There are a lot of interesting things that are almost at the edge of what you need, but we'll take it. Go ahead.
Lovely. And you struggled with issues from your indulgences or scandals.
Absolutely, the whole thing was about that.
Scandals.
Well, no scandals, but definitely your paramour indulgence.
Paramore is an indulgence, yeah.
The entire thing was around your
Yeah.
complication with your indulgence.
I
So,
think
absolutely.
Sasha is 6'4" at this moment. Seriously, there was so much going on for her last week.
that was a neat one. Okay, so yeah, take your 3, and because you don't have the other pieces yet because you're not in the situation where you have shame or anything like that.
I'm just
Fair.
trying
Don't
to
forget a desperation rolls.
Did we have a downtime after the duel?
No. So that duel was actually sort of like the hour we played right before downtime this time. It was quasi free play, even though
Okay.
you were burning stress and things like that. I felt that by giving you a chance to get rid of stress right before it, that I wasn't doing a serious disservice. So it was a little bit of story followed by downtime.
I'm just
Yeah.
thinking that I definitely struggled with issues from my indulgences.
I'll give you that. I mean, if you don't think you got that, yeah, I mean, did you already tick that off this time?
No, I hadn't. So, but
I'm fine with that.
one I didn't tick.
I'm fine with that because you did definitely struggle with that indulgence. It yeah, that I mean life and death that you wind up doing that. And Felix, yeah, you were there for that. Okay. Where are we? Who's next? We are to Monty. So Sasha already went. Is that correct? Yep, Monty.
Address the challenge with stealth while I tried to stealth up the back of the ship.
Yes, you did.
And our perception was looking at trying to see with the grappling hook and the
okay
the spike. Didn't go so well, but
hey, you did. Okay.
Beliefs drives heritage. I think part of that the background was having the conversation with the captain sailor to sailor.
Okay. And can you expound on that?
I was trying to appeal to the sailor to make sure to try and save the crew and do the people on the ship. You know, if it was her crew in that situation.
Because of your background in transport, absolutely, I'm fine with that.
And the final one, the other one's a little bit of a stretch. The indulgences and scandals. It's kind of like the opposite of the indulgence. It's the negative influence was our Alaric had a negative influence on the whole situation, but I'm not sure that quite applies to this situation.
Not quite, but yeah. I mean, I'm happy with a 3.
Yeah.
If you're good with that,
yeah,
brilliant. Machlan.
Yo.
Let's hear about your treasure trove of points.
It's insane. So I've already done my desperation rolls from last week. Did I address the challenge with arcane knowledge and or power?
I don't know, guys. Do you remember anything like that?
Maybe. I don't know. No, definitely did not on 3 separate occasions. You expressed my beliefs drives heritage and background. You see, bonds, would they be part of beliefs drives heritage?
Yeah.
In which case, yes, I did.
Okay.
Possibly twice, but I can't remember where the second lightning bolt was aiming for. But unfortunately, I didn't struggle from issues with any indulgences or scandals.
Copy.
So I will let you tell me how many I need to tick into Spirit. I think it's 3.
Okay. And then that sounds good to me. And you guys kept track, I hope, of your desperate rolls, because there were quite a few.
I did.
Quite a few desperate rolls. So those will
Well,
be those will be stacking up in a hurry. Okay. So you now have all those. You can put them as you please, and then let's roll over to your coterie and take a quick look at that. And yep. So
we definitely got the first one ticked.
Let us see.
You overcame an obstacle with audacity or an orthodoxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we definitely ticked that on multiple counts.
Yes, you did. Above your current
you can
station.
the challenges above your current station.
I
don't know.
I will give you that, and the reason is your complication with the Almaris. They are above you, and you're being set up by some folks within that group. The pirates are probably below your tier, but the Almari faction is above you guys, at least at the moment.
And I think we're definitely a plus for the bolstered your coteries reputation, because we were the only ones who came in with the survivors.
So what is your actual reputation? I can't remember what you guys put in that.
It's just above tramplet status.
We are unorthodox. Is our reputation.
I think unorthodox was okay. Very good. So I would say that's fine. And goals drives.
To express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the coterie.
I think
I'll be honest with you. If anybody says yes, I'll go with them, only because of the fact. But I can't see it because I was fixated on one thing.
Well, we stood up in the bar for the and the other sailors.
That is true. No, we did. So we did express our. Well, Pietro did. So well done, Pete. You got us another point there.
And I think that also sort of rolling back a little bit into that duel and other things like that. I think some of the conflict and some of the neat nature of the coterie were expressed as far as the role playing. Remember, these XP are for your role playing, less than just what
is
you
that
all
included? Did. Are we also including Pietro's duel to the death?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, because I also told them that. So I subverted the main investigation from their side, and we're doing it unless they find our investigation subpar. So we've got rid of a lot of shit off of that because Pietro won.
Oh wait, you guys get the take all 4.
So we get all 4. So that puts
Be
us
happy.
up to 1, 2,
and
3,
I
4,
think did you
5,
guys
6,
get?
Did
you guys get
up to 8?
I think we got the additional trigger as
Did
well
you?
from our
Waters in which you swim.
Yeah.
I think you did because of your saving of the sailors. I mean,
so that puts us on full.
To be absolutely fair, the 4 sailors that were considered cowards probably did everything reasonable, and anything more would have been putting their lives at risk. They didn't do that.
Hell, we put our lives at risk.
Yes, you did. Which is why
yes, I did.
Which is why I truly think that you deserve that extra die. Brilliant.
So we could have all been dead.
When we get it full, does it have
the coterie track?
I'm sorry?
That fills our XP coterie track.
Then you know what that means is you guys can choose another special ability.
Right, so we go back to 0. Right, so
you've already got that.
So what do we got?
We always count the dockers, gondoliers, and bakers as allied factions for the purposes of negotiations. Stronger together? Oh, what was that other one that we were looking at? Because there was waters in which we swim, and then there was the second one, wasn't there? From when we set it up.
Interested to see what you guys do.
I didn't write it down. If I did, it was on a
I quite
crappy
like
bit of paper.
well-earned acclaim. That looks quite nice.
I think we already have that, don't we?
No, we
don't
have the
that
waters
ticked.
in.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I
Game
have
favour take one
they've
additional
already
point of fate.
ticked.
Oh, no, we don't have that.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
Maybe I've just. Sometimes you hit the page when you're trying to move things around and you trip.
Yeah, you click a dot. I have done that.
Oh, what about care and patience though? Each PC adds +1 rating to either tinker or study. So that'll get your rolls up.
So how does that work? It basically means we
get another dot. All of
get
you.
another dot on either tinker or study.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've got well-earned acclaim and care and patience.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe care and patience then.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah. So everyone adds a dot to either tinker or study.
Okay. Very, very good.
Shall we? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Go with it.
And I am
tinker or
going
study.
to go to
Right. So add a dot. Go. We've taken the top one. Care and patience. Yeah. So add a dot to either tinker or study.
and you can go up to 3, we'll say, at this point. And let's see here. Very interesting. Got it. Okay. So
Nice.
I updated John's character in case he comes in at some point. I gave him Tinker. Okay. So you guys have caught up on your payoff, which is your influence, favor, and your XP. We've dealt with your exposure and shame. We'll come back to your entanglements. We've had one person do their first downtime activity. So let's jump over to Pietro for your first downtime activity.
Okay. First is I'm going to indulge to get rid of some stress.
How do you choose to do that?
I'm going to spend some time with my paramour.
Oh, very good. Okay. Is this the next day? Or is this now?
Well, I mean, does it make a difference?
Not particularly. I'm going to do a little role play with it.
Yeah, yeah. So no, this would be the next day.
You got a chance to clean up, get yourself together.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's not going to go stinking of seaweed and fish.
Absolutely. Of course not. Okay. What time of day do you head down to the shop?
He's going to head down in the morning.
It is
going to have a servant behind him.
Very
with
good.
A basket.
Ooh.
And maybe a couple of servants with many baskets. And we're going to go for a picnic.
Oh, how wonderful.
Picnic.
I love it. So you arrive outside, and as was before, her shop is still shut. I think she's playing it safe. Her father, I just lost his name. I'll think of it in a minute. But knock, knock. He opens the door. Oh, come in. You are always welcome. He does a little bow. He says, I will get her. And you see that he heads to the back of the shop where there's a curtain that he pushes aside. You can see that back behind there's some storage area and some spindles, and there's whole racks of material. And then he goes up a really steep flight of stairs, almost a ladder. And he has left, and there's a ledger open on the desk. I don't know if you're going to look at it or if you're going to ignore that because that would be gauche. It's up to you.
He's going to take a glance.
Very good. So it looks
just something to do.
It looks like he has struck through almost all of the outstanding orders that were supposed to be coming in from other houses. Not quite sure what that means, but you got to guess.
Yeah.
Thump, 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 back down the stairs.
Yeah.
Before you can even think another second about it, she's in your arms. So happy to see you.
Letter, my darling.
Oh, you're bruised.
Oh, just a minor affair where we had to just rescue some sailors and fend off some pirates yesterday. Nothing to talk about, really.
Always the hero. And you guys sashay out of the building. Where are you going to have this this particular picnic?
Probably down at the gardens.
Okay. So the gardens that are just outside of the palace?
Or
It's your call. This is all just color.
yeah,
And fun.
The gardens.
Wonderful. So you guys wander through town. Actually,
Gardens.
probably take a gondola to get there, where you sit and chat quietly together, and you spend a lovely late morning, early afternoon in the gardens. So go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay, so I have. It'll be a D6. So.
Wonderful. Come on. I didn't see it. What'd you get?
A 2.
A 2. Okay. I guess you cleared 2.
Okay.
How many does that leave you?
5.
5. Ouch. Okay. Very good.
So second activity is going to be indulging again.
Okay. If you'd like to do it both together, that's fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
This time he's going to go to the theatre and spend a nice evening watching an avant-garde play.
Very good. And let me double check on something because I think I ran into a name on that. So the person who is leading the play, and let me make sure I say this correctly because I don't want to mess everybody up. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, I may have failed to put down the guys. Oh, no. I'll go back through and find the name. But the same player who you had your long debate about the merits of different things for on the stage is actually the main character. Okay. So I will look up that name and get back to you on that. But go ahead and give me your roll. Dang it. Why can I not find that?
Roll 6. Oh.
Gotta be kidding. You
Okay.
you definitely still completely disagree with everything this guy is doing with this play.
Not a good play.
You spend the whole time just going, got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the guy's good looking and everybody claps and swoons, but good grief. Overdone in every way, shape, or form. Okay.
Yeah.
Sasha.
Aha. Yes. I'm going to try and clear some stress.
I think you should.
I definitely think I need to.
What are you going to do?
I think first of all I'm going to spend some time with Jorah.
Jorah is laid up in a bed in a building not too far from the main temple, where he is being tended to by the Graces, and he is evidently was more injured than he was letting on,
Ah,
and very probably had broken ribs and a punctured lung that they are easing him through a bit of a fever he developed after that.
well,
You can spend
Now I-
time. You can definitely
now-
spend time there.
sorry.
You can definitely spend time there. He may not be awake for most of it, but it will still be an indulgence.
In that case, yes, I shall sit with him and soothe his injuries as I can.
Wow.
Yes.
I wonder what your hard-boiled set of bounty hunters from your past would think to see you at this position. What do you think?
I think that they would think I was very sensible to have a way to ease my stress.
Very good. Say no more. We can do a roll for that. That's great. 4. Look at that. Try that, Pete.
Mm. Yeah.
Just sit by a hospital bed for a while. Boom.
Yes. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So, and for those of us that have done that, and you all have, that's not stress relief, no matter how this game plays. But okay. Would you like to do your second one since we sort of started out in that pattern?
So for my second one, I think I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time, since I'm down here and the braces are there.
Yes,
The burn on my face healed.
absolutely. So your house has its own grace, and you can use the ones down here. They're of roughly similar caliber at this point of your house's development.
Mhm.
So what we can do on that is once again, I'm pretty sure you roll it's the I think what we're saying is you roll the level of the healer. So just a minute. I'm going to double check on that, make sure I don't tell you something absolutely wackadoodle. And let's see, indulging, blah, 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 entries. Come on. That didn't help me one bit. Okay. So I didn't jump to the healing really quick, but I think that it's done on the level of the healer for the house. So right here, what we're going to wind up doing is these guys are going to get you can roll 2 dice, and it'll move that clock that's on your character sheet.
The healing clock.
Yeah. If you fill that up, it drops the level of damage down 1. And if you're already at just 1, then it'll drop it all the way.
And there's 4 slices, yes?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So you say I'm rolling 2 dice.
Look at that. And I see a 5.
No, ignore that. That was a D8. That just.
I see. I see.
My silly laptop decided it was pushing buttons. So apologies for that. So I'm on D6, did we say?
Yes.
And 2 D6.
I thought you said 2.
Yes.
2
2 of them.
D6.
2d6.
Ooh.
Oh,
There we go. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
So what that does is, and if I'm right, so a critical fills the entire clock. Wow. That's so not only did you get this taken care of, there will be no lasting effect whatsoever.
Excellent.
nice.
Well done.
Aye.
Because 6 is 3 marks on the healing clock, and a critical is all. So very, very good. Wow, that was a good roll. Excellent, excellent. Okay, Monty, I think you've got some issues as well.
Yeah, there's plenty of stress going on, so he's gonna go to the bar and play some games of dice and
his
cards.
gambling thing.
He does like to gamble.
Absolutely.
Doesn't care so much about winning, but he likes to play the game.
Okay, let's talk a bit about this. So, where do you like to go? There's a couple of places. There's actually a couple of names of things in the book, but let's talk about this. I think off the top of my head that this is a floating barge off of the Silk.
Works for me.
But what I don't know is the name of it. What is it?
The Rosetta.
Ooh, I like it. Rosetta. And who is your favorite dealer? Or you're doing dice. You're shooting dice, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there a person on this particular ship, boat, the Rosetta, that is your main contact when you get on, that ushers you to a table and make sure your drinks are filled and all of that stuff? Is there
Mario's
maitre
pretty
d'?
good. Yeah,
Mario?
Yeah,
Got it.
he looks after me.
So Mario sets you in. He says, the usual. I don't know what the usual is, but what is it?
Yeah, strongest rum they've got.
He brings over a small tumbler with a couple of pieces of ice, which is pretty fancy. And it is summer. It's hot, but it's just that time of evening where the wind starts coming in nicely off the sea and takes the heat right out of the town.
Yeah.
You lean back in the padded chair, and you can see the dice rolling across the table, and you start making your first couple of bets. Let's make that roll.
What is it, D6?
Yeah, I think it's based on your lowest trait. So I think it is 1 for yours. Is that right? So what I'll do, I'll look at Monty real quick.
Yeah, I've just got ones in there.
Yeah, you got a 1 in. No, you have 2 in body, 2 in mind, and 2 in. Oh, am I the right person? Did I grab Mocklin?
No, I've got 2.
Monty,
yeah,
you have 2 in each. So you can roll 2 dice and take
2.
the highest.
Nice, I'll do that.
And it
5
is
and a 3.
5 and a 3. So you take 5. You get 5 removed.
Oh, that's good.
That place sucked, Pete. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to have words with that actor at some point. Okay, very good.
So, sorry, how did you take 2 dice?
So, what happened was it's you roll your lowest trait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so I clicked on Monty's. I took a quick look, and the way he has it spread out, he has
2 in body, 2 in mind.
Yes.
2 in... Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he that worked out well for him in this particular situation. Yep. Okay. Would you like to take your second activity?
Yeah, I think I'll visit Andrea.
Andrea. Okay. Where do you think she's at?
I think she'd be the let's get the I think she would be. I think she'd be in the guild, having a look around.
Okay.
Various places. She likes dreams of opulence and things which generally can't afford it, but she likes to have a look around and imagine.
You know the type of shops she enjoys, and it doesn't take you incredibly long to spot her. Yeah. What does she look like? Andrea.
She's relatively tall, quite slender. They have a brownish dark hair. few freckles on the face, slightly wonky nose, but
Got it.
yeah, she's
Very good. She is in a jewelry shop looking at some baubles that are well within your price range now that you work for a house, but definitely so far beyond anything that she could even imagine. I mean, you guys are made when you get picked up by a house in so many ways.
Well, I'll go and give her a hug and
Monty.
ask her, hello, Andrea. Oh. How are you? You look. Have you found anything you like?
Oh, no. Oh, my brother said that he saw you the other day. Something about you being all wet?
He saw me more than he probably would have liked to. I think he was trying to send us to the bottom of the ocean.
What? She doesn't quite clock this problem you've got with her brother.
No. I think he'd rather I wasn't around.
Do you think it's because of us?
I think I don't. Part of me thinks he's being protective of you. Part of me thinks he just has issues.
Ah. Well, he's always been good to me. You know that.
Yeah. He's always treated you well.
Mm.
But he did kind of leave us to. We tried to save some people.
Oh.
And we didn't save all of them, but we saved some. He and his group decided it was too dangerous and didn't assist us. Sadly.
That doesn't sound like him. Was he there?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He left he left them to deal with it accordingly.
Oh. That doesn't sound great. But you've made up, right?
I'm
sorry. I'm laughing myself. She's not laughing.
Made up. Yeah.
I must have you over to dinner, the two of you. We'll settle this all. It'll be so nice.
As long as the cutlery isn't too sharp.
Oh, you're so silly. You know, if you do insist, I do like the pearls.
We'll get you the pearls.
Nice.
They'll look fantastic on you.
Make a roll.
Which one? What do I roll for this?
So this is it's the same one as the de-stressing. Wait a second. Are you trying to move your paramour clock, or are you trying to de-stress some more?
I think de-stress for this at the moment. I think.
Okay, remember, if you go over, you can incur issues.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, how much? That's a good point.
How much stress have you got?
Yeah, only 3. It might be a bit risky with 2 dice. No, I'll try and move the clock on a bit with the pearls.
Very, very good. I think that's perfectly cool. Let me look at your care sheet. I'd like to see that silly clock. And I think the way this works is, oh gosh, where is it? There's the paramour clock down below.
Yeah, at the bottom.
I think the way this works is you make the action that you're doing, which is whatever you want it to be, consorting, etc. And and we'll take that for judging how many pieces we put on your clock.
Okay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3 is 1. 1, 2, 3 is 1. 4, 5 is 2. 6 is 3. Double 6 is 5.
So is this a control?
It matters not, though I know that the sheet on here makes you put something in there. So you just say control standard. It won't change the roll.
And bonus dice. Well,
Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the stones on this kid. So you get 5. She is absolutely enraptured with your gallantry and how you've said how you're gonna come see her brother and make things
stab him with a
right.
steak knife.
And how you bought her this amazing thing that she's always dreamed of as a kid. And yeah, absolutely. Look at that. 5. Well done. Wow. And that'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I can't wait for this dinner. That's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mocklin. And we still have one left for you, by the way, Lorenzo. So don't forget that you still have one more activity. Mocklin, tell us about what you're doing.
I'm trying to avoid the coffin, I think.
Probably a good move.
So okay, so
You want to heal?
I am going to try to heal. Yeah.
Okay. So
that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to put myself into a private suite within the house.
Very good. And they do have a grace, and they have a 2-die roll, and they will be able
D6.
to. Yes, 2d6. And we'll see. Okay. Double 3. So 3 is one. That's 1 tick. Okay.
1 tick.
Yeah, 1 tick. So it's not moving up quite as fast as you would like. Would you like to do another just because? Remember, we do have some money to spend, or we have influence to spend for extra activities.
Yeah, I'm going to use an influence on this one though.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to say, look, I'm all for the looks and the burns and what have you, but you need to do better. If not, I'm going to have your friggin' heads.
That always helps doctors out, right, Felix? Well, look at that. What'd you get? Oh, yes, absolutely, Pietro.
I'm rolling now.
And we get another single.
Yeah, and I say you're a waste of space. I'm going NHS this time.
So you've had your 2. Everyone's had their 2. We'll come back. Well, except for Lorenzo.
I know that was an influence, wasn't it? So I can get an extra with an influence. So that's technically my first. So how many healing ticks do I get for a 1 and a 2?
You get 1. So what I'll say though is you've each had 2, even though one of yours is one that you spent for. Fair enough. What I'm trying to do is get to a break because there's some people who need a break really quick, and I'll come back to your next thing, Rob. Is that okay?
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
All right, team. We're going to go on about a 5-minute break. Everybody comfort themselves up, and we'll get back in a second. Okay, welcome back, everybody, as we are going to start going into the other actions. So Mocklin used a influence to gain his second action and is now prepped to do his other standard action for his downtime.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and heal again.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, because you are definitely. Come on.
What does that give me?
3.
That gives me 3.
Yep. So that drops.
So that gets me off of that. So I'm now on less effect.
Yes, level 1.
To 1. Okay. So now I'm going to burn some influence.
So you just did 1 influence. So
yeah,
you've done 1, 2. You've done 3 actions. Are you going to do 4 actions?
I'm going to do 4.
Okay. So are you reaching into the pot? or is this your other one?
No, this is my second influence. I will be bearer of influence.
Very good.
Okay, so so this is a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to try and heal the second lot of damage. No.
What about
You see,
stress?
what I want to do, well, what I want to do, right, is I want to try and get rid of all the damage, and the way that I've been rolling, I'm not going to get three ticks. So then I was going to burn one stress to basically finish the last little bit of, which then comatoses me, and I'm out of it for next week. But all my stress is gone when I come back.
But you gain a shame, and once you have 3 of those, you're out of the game.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
going to keep the less effect damage, the level 1 harm.
Okay.
I'm going to use my second influence, so I'm now out of influence as an individual player, and I'm going to try and get rid of some stress.
Let's do that. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to once I've got rid of the burning smell and the uneasiness of of where the lightning actually hit me and scarred.
Yep, the wounds are healed. However, they're very red and burned still. Got it.
As long as I can move well and I'm no longer twitching, I'm going to go and pick up. Actually, whilst I was convalescing in, I demanded that Ruby was able to come to the house.
Oh, very good.
Okay. So once I'm up on my feet, she's been with me since I've been in there. But once I'm able to get around and it not start to pull the wounds, we go and hit the town and we go for the theatre, and then we have tonics whilst we're listening to some orchestra, a different one to the one that we had the previous week.
Very good. Are you at this? You're not at the same play that Pietro's
at. No, I'm not going to a play because quite honestly, actors are like jesters. They're like court jesters. They're just tomfoolery and buffoonery. I've seen better street performers perform better than well-paid actors on the stage. No, my thing is nice landscapes and good quality orchestra. Music.
Very good. So, tell us about Ruby.
Well, what do you want to know? She was a cocktail waitress when I first met her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we just hit it off over drinks, and she has some weird things. But there again, I think that's what draws me to her. The easiest thing that I can think of is she's very much like Monty is with her attitude towards life, and nothing much really matters as long as she's got her legs and health and she can pull a pint and you know. And for me,
carefree.
She's absolutely a complete opposite to the women that I've been forced to dance with and talk to in court. She doesn't seem to have any airs and graces. She is just normal, which I find absolutely fascinating.
Got it.
You know, she knows of my lineage, she knows who I am, and she doesn't give two hoots. She treats me for the buffoon that I am, and she tells me often.
I like it. So how do you think she likes this event?
Oh, no, she does like music. She doesn't like the art of painting and things like that, you know, but she loves
like
the
some music.
Yeah.
Very good.
Something about a big oboe was mentioned, and I don't wish to divulge where she mentioned about the oboe being, but yeah, there was
very good.
There was definitely something about wind instruments, and that can blow my anyway. Yeah.
Make a
So
roll.
no, she really does love the music, but
Very good.
but most other things, it's a little bit too, you know, she would much prefer to be able to sing a ditty along to it. And often,
Yeah.
whilst we're up in the box, she's often like just sort of humming to herself whilst they're playing. And some of the words that she comes out with is a little bit rude, and yeah, I often leave with a smile on my face because it's just like, you know, she knows how to corrupt any good medley.
So the other scattered citizens from your sunken country that still recognize you a little bit as their prince, even though they're scattered and they're refugees and everything else, they still sort of keep that in the back of their mind. How do you think they feel about Ruby?
The ones that have questioned it, they've come to me, and at first, my stock response was, "I am the J Prince." Full stop.
There you go.
Ruby talked me down, which was explain. And once I explained to them that it's better for a former prince or a prince to be more in touch with the less privileged, the common folk, they kind of understand that Ruby's actually a better person for me. Those that know of my bloodline know the male side of things are very hot-tempered and often act without actually thinking.
So,
Which is a hereditary issue, which I also have. But Ruby seems to, well, not just Ruby, but Monty as well. The pair of them seem to keep me on planet Earth. They
very good.
keep me as a denizen instead of a prince.
What I'd like you to do is homework before the next time we get to play. Is I'd like a couple of names of some houses that exist from your old society, and I think that there probably are some plots afoot to have you marry into one of those families. Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
Oh, that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, let's
I'll
make.
ask Ruby what her heritage is, and we'll do some research.
Yeah, make your roll. Let's just get the stress out of you.
Okay, so what is it? 1d6?
Is that your
Or can I
lowest? Is
go
a
for
one?
5d6?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Is that your lowest attribute? One?
It is. Maneuver is my lowest attribute of 1.
No, I'm not maneuver. Remember across the front, you got the line with that the dots are on the other side of. Let's take a
Yeah.
quick look at your character.
I've got maneuver, which is 1, mind, which is 2, and spirit, which is
So
2 as well.
you have body.
Body's 1. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
That's
Got it.
maneuver.
Okay, very good. So you can roll one die.
Okay, can I take stress to increase it?
Yeah, I'd love to. I would love to say yes, but I can't.
5.
Look at
that'll
that.
do me.
That
So
is pretty darn good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that leaves me with 3.
Mm,
So I can work with 3.
you can work with that.
I've done it. I've done it. I've done
You've
it with
done
great
worse.
people now.
Lorenzo. Wonderful, Mocklin. Lorenzo, what's your second?
Can I just quickly ask, when you fill up the pie charts with your paramour,
Yep.
what happens when you fill them up?
You start moving into heat, and that heat you can spend for stuff. And you
Right.
you can look at the rules and see. You can get help on your engagement roles. You can get there are things like so there are some mechanics involved that you have sort of moved out of the quasi courting phase into a deeper relationship.
Okay. I'm gonna And I'm training this monkey up to pick pockets.
Yeah.
I'm halfway there, am I?
Yes.
Would it be the same?
You can do it
Placing
again.
in a pocket. Would that be part of the same?
That's
wheel?
all part of the same thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to train my monkey up to place things in pockets.
It'll be all part of the same thing.
Yeah.
So
So
if you want to roll for that, we can move towards clearing out that clock.
Yeah. Hold on a sec.
So what are you using? You said consort last
I'm
time.
trying- Yeah, I'm just trying to find my mouse cursor again. Consort again, yeah.
And you saw how small those monkeys are, right? I mean, they're
Yeah.
not big. They call them finger monkeys. Pygmy marmosets. What'd you roll?
Is that because you can only get one finger in it?
Obvious.
Ah, look at that.
I just love
Look
looking at Martin's face
that.
every time I come out with something.
That's 3, Felix.
Yep.
Your pygmy marmoset, finger monkey, is now where you can point to a person and it will attempt to get things out of its pockets and bring it to you, or put things in their pockets and come to you. Okay?
Yeah, so I'm going to use that as part of my consort.
Okay.
My paramour thing later as well.
What?
Well,
Hang on. You're going to have a paramour that's your finger monkey.
No, I'm going to.
This is going in such a dark way.
Explain later.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe we should explain that one offline because I have no idea what you're doing with that monkey and the paramour and pockets. And yeah, let's just go on from there. Okay. So, Pietro, Sasha, Monty, are you wanting to spend a little bit? You got some largesse coming into this.
Yep.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we should spend some coterie influence on reducing our exposure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I understand it, it's an action to reduce exposure. It doesn't actually cost anything except an action.
It costs an action. Yeah.
However,
exactly.
we've all used our actions, so we need to spend influence to gain
Very good. An action.
Yeah.
And any action can be done to go after lowering that. And it's the same as the clocks. 1, 2, 3 gets you just 1 dropped off, or 5 gets 3, and then 6 gets 5, and then double 6 gets 6. That type of thing, I think.
So one of us has to roll.
So who is spending it, and who is rolling it? That's.
So I have a 3 now in Tinker or Play. I have 3 dots. However, my rolls tonight have been pretty shit.
Got it. That is absolutely fair.
So there is a question: do you believe in luck, or do you believe in the randomness of?
I believe in you, Pete. Go for it.
What exactly are you guys doing to lower this this aura of recklessness and abandon and danger? And you guys might walk into a room and babies fall over dead because you're so dang dangerous. You're wanting. I mean, you guys have saved people and you've done good things. You'd rather that the focus was on that than on. So how do you go about?
Can we not use the waters in which we swim to get another die?
Not to get another. That die is for the experience points for your coterie. Is that correct?
Or the engagement roll. So
or the engagement roll. Yeah.
So I'm going to use Sway to just that. So basically, focus on the works that we've done.
Where do you go? Where do you go for that?
We've turned around the watch. Made it a force for good, and
it has changed since your house has taken it. The last couple of months, there has been a purging of what you guys could find of corruption, which has been welcomed, by the way, by a good portion of the watch. There's pretty much anybody that resents it probably has a problem and is on the way out the door. You've had to do some recruiting, so you got some green folks, and you're under the gun to suddenly have to re-outfit the entire watch, which is that particular mission that was given you to try and get a loan because you guys are going to struggle to outfit the whole watch. But beside that, so you're talking to people where? How's this working? How's this working?
Yeah, so basically Pietro's going to do what he does best, which is he's going to go around the parties.
Very good. So this is more of an upper class event. So it is, like I said, it's high summer. Some of the days are so hot that everything shuts down. But once the cool starts in the evening, the lights come on, the lanterns are out, the music starts pouring out of all of the bars and restaurants, and the barges start moving up and down the canals with all the pleasure ships, and it is a beautiful sight when the town suddenly wakes up from its long, heated afternoon. And you find yourself where?
Can I assist?
You can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll have to cost you. It'll cost
I'll
you.
go. I'll go dancing with you. Well, not dancing with you, but I'll go to the dances with you.
Yeah.
What we can say with that is, instead of him using a stress to try and do that, if you guys want to go and be together on this, that's fine. Just make one roll. If you do want to spend stress, Rob, I'll give it to you. Give him another die. But you always can just go. You always can just go with him.
I wasn't thinking more about the die increase, although that would be good. Thinking about it, it would be really good. I was thinking more to support what Pietro says and put it into a Mocklin way. For when he's dancing with the lasses or talking with the gents that accompanied them. So, you know, it's all right being a noble, but sometimes being a prince, it holds more weight at a table.
So, you guys, where do you want to be doing this initial? Is this one of those pleasure barges? Is this on a bar? Is this a restaurant? Is this in a party at one of the nice villas?
I would say, yeah, it's a party at one of the villas. It's a new villa that's just been built by an up-and-coming architect.
Very nice.
And it's the grand opening party.
Wonderful. So this it's not a higher up house. It is one of the minor houses. By the way, this is the house Moon. They are known for dealing in some magics. Specifically, they some sort of spiritualism stuff.
Rob looked like he knows Moon, House Moon.
Anyway, just something for you to keep track of.
Is that House Moon as in Moon, the dancee of Pietro?
No, it is not. Even though that's the name, that's
fine then.
This is their last name, not their first name.
Yeah, no, that's fine then.
This is a last name as in like a Mara Moon. But anyway, this house is known for doing some different things with magic than others, and people come to them sometimes to consort with ancestors and things like that.
Oh, okay. So
this may be, yeah. So,
okay.
Okay. Right.
So yeah, it's a good job that I'm there then. Okay, that's cool.
So I'll make my roll.
Yes, please do. And I will also, while you're doing that, there's a rumor going around. Actually, there's not a rumor. There's the silly musicians have a song about this pirate queen. And the description itself sounds a little bit like the lady who died next to you, who was shot from afar in a cowardly way. This brave pirate princess who, carried the day. Well, I can't rhyme very well in a hurry, but you sort of are like, crap. Is this something that's going on because some romantic saw this fairly good looking body lying there shot at the edge of the waves, and it makes for a poetic ye gads.
Yeah, what was that?
I truly do not know.
That was a thump and a half. Have you just been
Okay.
impacted by
I don't
a
know.
car?
Give me a second. We'll see what this is. I'm going to put
We'll
us
talk
on a
amongst
quick
ourselves, and we'll
break.
deal with the fact that we get a crit. So don't worry. Pete,
Yeah.
would it maybe be wise to wait until the musicians have finished their song, and then we can avoid the pirate bit and just concentrate on the heroics of saving the guards? However, if it's nothing like, and they don't mention the guards and what have you, we could also say that we actually, if it doesn't sound anything like what we've just done.
Well,
I don't know.
I think we'll focus on saving the guards and the cowardly actions of House Almare.
Oh, could we also mention about the silks that came through? Because they did manage to get through, didn't they?
They did, but I mean, it's not very. It's probably only of interest really to the merchants that were.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's necessarily going to change our reputation much.
Okay. Sorry, we were just talking out character.
I think that we'll have to go on FlightAware and see. I think that was a double sonic boom.
Really? Ooh.
Yep. Pow pow. Yep. And so.
Did not hear anything over the Shire, mate.
Yeah. Well, I'm a bit surprised, but that's about the only thing I could think of besides some other explosion that I don't want to think about in the local area. There are a number of people sticking their heads out of the doors here in the village trying to figure out what the heck that was.
Well, geez, man. I mean, if the microphone picked it up, and
Oh yeah, it was pretty loud. It was.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're not. The RAF isn't authorised to go supersonic unless they are accepting. Heading into the airspace.
Yeah, a little bit worrying. Okay. So where were we?
Where were we?
Okay, we were in the party. You made the roll.
To focus on talking about how we rescued the sailors who were being cowardly shot upon by the pirates, and how House Almare was just sort of dithering around the edges.
Nice.
While we heroically got in, firing ropes and pulling them out of the waves and so on and so forth.
Well done.
Yeah.
There are some.
There it is.
Well done. That's big. That's big, and that pulls it down 6, right? That's good.
That pulls 6 off of our exposure.
Which was
6.
6. Haha.
So
well
our
done.
Exposure is clear.
You are clear, and there will be no extra entanglements.
The simple cost for the small cost of 1 influence.
That was a well spent influence. Whew. The party goes on. There are questions about the drowned pirate queen and some romantic this and that about the fair maiden shot in the chest, and you can divert those as best you can, and
yeah, I'll say, well, I didn't see who shot. I mean, we know that there were those Almari people, they were firing off
Ooh,
guns left, right, and
just
centre.
left and right.
Could well have been one of those.
One of those yahoos. Got it.
Yeah.
Very well. Anyone else want to spend? Spend, spend, spend. Who wants to get well? Who wants to get their stress? Who else is injured? Martin, are you injured?
I don't remember. I had armor on, so it reduced the
You
impact.
did.
I
Did it
don't remember
reduce
if
it
we've been-
down to a 1? I thought it was a
can't-
level 1.
What does that mean in terms of?
So a level 1, it would have been, I think we had tried to say that you were going to take like a level 2, like
It reduced down to some bruising, didn't it? More than
yeah,
anything
it
else.
did. It did the
Yeah.
bruising.
Just
So
shoulder or something.
So basically, it puts you at a point where if you take another level 1 damage, it's going to bump it up to level 2.
Yeah, let's try and get rid of
And
that if we can. Yeah.
so if you guys if you want to spend 1, then you can do the healing on that.
Yep. I'll
And
do
the
that.
house has its own mercy, so you can roll 2 die, and we'll start filling that clock. That's not a bad thing.
Ooh, 62.
Oh, nice.
6, very good. So that is, second 1. That's 5. That's okay. It's a 4 dice. It's a 4 thing. So I think that's full.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that takes you down off where you're healed completely. And we are. How are you on stress? You're good on stress.
3 stress, not too bad.
3 stress. Mocklin, how are you on stress?
3.
Wonderful. Christine, Sasha,
I have 4 stress.
are you interested in trying to spend and pull that down any? If you spend, you can also spend a second one to go up or down 1 die, 1 point. So if you went over by 5, you could spend another one and bring it back down to the 4.
Yeah, okay, why not? Let's do it.
Okay. So what is your, since you've already sort of spent some time, oh gosh, I'm getting work calls. Never mind. So you get you've already sort of spent your hospital time. What's your other activity that you like to do?
Sasha enjoys a little bit of gambling.
Oh, does she really?
Oh, yeah.
Let's put you on the same boat as Monty. And you can see him playing. He is throwing the dice, having a good old time. And the amazing joy, but also a little bit of a dull of this is you've got coin. I mean, you could completely empty your purse and be a pauper tonight, but the house is probably going to fill it up tomorrow. So some of it is neat that you just have this. You can gamble like you just don't care. But the other thing is the risk is down. I'm not sure how that impacts you guys psychologically. To suddenly it doesn't sort of matter. Or do you want to take it somewhere where it matters? Maybe somewhere physical. Maybe they do have a fighting
Mm. Yeah. Interesting.
ring. Ooh, that would put the thrill right the heck back in it.
Oh, yeah.
I like this. There is there is a house fighter who he's about, I don't know, he's a 6'2", 210 muscly dude. He could play that throw the ball backwards game where they run into each other softly because they don't have pads. But it's a joke, guys. Come on, My British friends. It's a joke. But
Sorry, did it start with knock knock?
so we're yes. So a rugby built player, but it is basically this is a wrestling type event. Wrestle, punch, whatever. It's to the whoever gives in. He's a big dude, but you have fought much worse.
Oh yeah.
He would have to be a sort of ranked fighter in this town before you'd have to worry about rolling a couple of times before you can just do your roll. And you can tell he's overconfident.
He sees the reasonably slim looking.
He's
Yeah.
also, you think he's been drinking.
He's just miscalculated.
Oh, yes, he has. Now the other the probably the worst part about this fight is that he's very sweaty and hairy.
Okay. You know.
Why
Kick
would
it
you
in the
do
nuts.
that to
Has
us?
the thrill disappeared now?
Okay, so what I'd say is, they welcome you in the ring, and you put down your money, and they think that this is a shoe in. The crowd thinks it's a shoe in. Monty, do you want to put some money on this just for jollies?
Yeah. Yeah. Put some money on Sasha.
Oh yeah, well played. You're one of the few.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is great. So Sasha, you're into the ring. I don't know if you came completely dressed for this, but you can manipulate as you need.
Mhm.
And the guy comes out, clapping his hands, slapping his chest, ready to go. And you're in this ring. So, what action do you want to do?
So he's what, charging at me, is he, or?
Oh yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is basically going for a lunge in to just grab you around the waist and bear you to the ground, where then he will have his weight on top of you.
So what I'm trying to do is, as he gets to me, I'm going to basically almost collapse, fall in front of him, but I'm going to wedge my foot up
Ooh.
into his groin area and heave, so that I'll take him by the shoulders and I'm going to lift him up and spin him over so that he falls flat on his back.
That's it. Punch him in the plums.
Basically,
I think you.
Oh no, it's going to be poofed in the.
I think you should yell, Captain Kirk, when you do it.
That's it. Take that, you Gorn.
As you Captain Kirk him over. Awesome. Okay, what role are you going to do for this?
I think probably skirmish.
I like it.
Yeah. And I'm assuming it's pretty controlled, is it?
Yeah, it's risky because it is the middle of a fight. Something goes wrong, you could be falling all over you. But it is absolutely it's a standard effect. You'll
Standard effect.
not yeah.
Lovely.
You will get exactly what you want out of it.
Let's see what we can do.
This is over before it begins. I mean, we could have gone another round here, but there's the 6 we needed. And you are now sort of have his arm behind his back, his face is pressed down onto the mat. You think you didn't injure him too much, but the shock is probably more than anything. And you walk out, and there is you get that feeling. You got the rush from the gamble that you haven't gotten in a while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And your winnings almost are immaterial, but you got the thrill, and you won. And let's take that roll. Actually, you want to roll for your stress? I'm not going to take that roll because it's a 6. There it is.
Got on what I needed. Thank you.
Well done. So you walk out of there completely refreshed of having cleared all that stress out. That's phenomenal. Well done. Well done.
You get rid of my stress for me now, Sasha. Can you go in the round again? Go for another round. I only need 3. Go on, kick somebody else in the end of crackers.
So, does anyone else want to spend? We have a couple minutes left.
No.
Monty,
I'd like to, but I've got 4 stress, but I've only got 1 influence, so.
Well, you could burn that, and then you could,
Again,
worst case scenario, you roll over, you dip into the pot.
Okay, go on then.
Well done. Let's do that. So,
Biscuit for a biscuit.
Yeah.
what is are you back? Where are you going now? Are you going back to that artist that you were supporting?
Yeah, go to an art exhibition.
So, your friend in the art industry who you support is in need of a little bit of backing for his exhibition. This is ye gads. Where is your artist? There it is, Franco De Vita.
Mhm.
The guy that paints the Rubenesque nudes
Yep.
in reds and golds. Absolutely. So he is desperate for a little bit of extra exposure for his next exhibit, and
Well.
begs you to please come and invite as many people as you know, etc.
Let's see how good he is.
Absolutely. Look
Yeah.
at that. We'll take that.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a cracker of a night. You have probably put in some of your own equity here as far as people to bring out hors d'oeuvres and the string quartet in the corner that he wasn't expecting, and several things that are well above his capability. But because of that, he sells. Roll me a d6, Pete.
Sorry?
Roll me a d6.
Okay. D6.
He sells 3 pieces. He's shocked. The extra effort of having hors d'oeuvres and music and the right people in the room has made him more than he would make in probably half a year. And he is extremely grateful. So well done. Bravo on that. Any other spins?
Nope. Not for me.
Okay. So what I'd like to really quick remind you guys of is we have had the dance, the party on the boat. We've had the pirates, and we've had the next one. This next one will be the final for the summer social season. Okay? And at that point, I'll be rolling behind the scenes for the house and how you're doing on the scale. So it would probably behoove you to, on our next session, which will be 2 weeks from now because we've got a couple people away, take on one of those 3 that you sort of decided to go after, the one that was helping to watch the murder, the people being stabbed with 4 things in the chest, blah blah blah. So one of those 3 different things that were being put out there, and I can actually bring that up really quick.
There's the murder case, set up House Bjorn for a further fall.
Yep.
Or secure a loan for House
Yes. So those are the 3. So to get a better role just mechanically for your house to move up in the tier system and therefore give you better things. Your healer will do better. Multiple things like that will happen. You probably need to make one of those work.
Okay.
Because those are the major ones that they wanted you to do. The others are all good to have, but we're now there are a couple of other little things we've introduced here, and they're small, but they are things that we'll need to deal with. There's a dinner that's going to be upcoming that probably is going to be set up between House Amari and your house that is largely hosted by Martin's nemesis because his sister has asked for this. There's going to be there's very probably going to be issues with Lorenzo. The thing that your paramour keeps asking you about. Remember what she said?
I can't remember. What did she say?
What does she say when she leaves you? That you think is well, let's you think about that and watch the video, and because that way I'll get another watch. And you like that? You like that, Malcolm? And we also know that there's going to be some issues with so Pietro, your paramour and her father are going to be coming on probably some bad times, as many of the houses, to avoid any appearance of supporting someone who may have slighted the Corvettos, are pulling all of their contracts. I wonder if you can think of a way to help that.
You're going to be buying so many stuffed monkey presents for people.
He's a tailor. She's the stuffer of stuff. So we'll think about that, and then you do have several house problems to deal with. So looking forward to seeing how those all play out. And I just did the sound that I'm trying not to do when I talk during all of our sessions. Yes, I've been watching all sorts of wonderful how to be a better DM, and I didn't realize I sucked as a DM until I watched all these things. Now I know I'm a terrible GM. But yes.
Not true. It's not true.
Oh gosh. And there's some really neat things out there, and you do learn stuff. They talk about like how to ground people in the game, make them play their player, and how to describe things from the inner circle to the outer circle. There's some really neat things out there. Which when I first watched it, I was very smug because it's like I've been GMing for a million years. This is all silliness that people are putting out videos. And then I was like, oh gosh. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. Ah, jeez. Yeah. So there are professionals out there. There really are some professionals out there that are pretty neat. But I do enjoy our non-professional times together. Great tonight. I think we got through most of what I was hoping as far as setup and as far as getting you quasi de-stressed before we kill you again. You can see how this can rapidly go to a point where you're out of control because stress, injury, etc., start to mount as you move through specifically the type of intense mission that you had last time. I would hope that most of the missions are almost as intense. So we'll see how well you guys can manage your stress, manage your injuries, manage your selves as you move into what we're doing next. Um, um, um,
I hope it does because, like I said from the follow-up from last week, I can't remember, even in Blades of the Dark, I can't remember Christine laughing so much.
That was
brilliant.
That was a really
She
fun.
laughed so much last week with the pirates and what have you. Which was absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. I mean,
you know when you've got a hit on your hand when Christine starts laughing.
Absolutely. There was a whole group of people that were drowned beneath decks. There's a person shot through the chest that she did. I mean, what's not funny? I mean, seriously.
I know, right?
That's our Christine. She loves a little bit of death and mayhem. That's for sure.
Play a character falling off a boat.
Nobody.
I do think your character falling off the boat may have been one of the funnier things for everybody that night. Well done. Okay, cool, guys. So we're gonna make it 2 weeks, sadly, until we can do this again, and then we will pick up from where we left off with you guys starting your next actual encounter where you guys are going to go after and do something. So hopefully it'll be one of those 3, so it'll help your house out. And I think you already sort of picked one, but we'll see how you guys go on that. Okay. Thank you, guys. Great evening again. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again.
Thank you. Good night.
Good now.
Okay. Good night.
you.
Bye.
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 Bye.